Hello and welcome to another blog chat, the first one in 2025. I hope everyone listening had a great, end of the year celebrations wherever you are. I know we have people watching us from all over the world. So thank you again for joining us to another episode. And we're going to start off the year with a special episode. Why? Because we will be presenting the next project on our Launchpad. It's a project that originates from Sweden in the Nordics, but has a very interesting business case connecting them to the Middle East. We have today Basel, the CEO of the company, with us. Basel, how are you?
Hello. Fine, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Nice having you here. We've spoken before when you were in the application process for the Launchpad. How was your experience overall from the first touch point with our sales team to this point now, where you're kind of almost going live with the Launchpad campaign?
It was very, very smooth actually. I got all the support that I need, and the team was very helpful and ready to help whenever it comes. Of course, it have been some issues with transactions and like that, this on the wallet and like that, but they are very experts, I believe.
So they were able to help you out. Here you're referring to the collateral deposit that a project must do when they're applying for the Launchpad. So for those who are
Exactly.
not familiar with the process of, so when a project is applying on the Launchpad, first of all, they go through a screening process where we make sure to prepare the project as much as possible, so they have a deck ready, a video presentation, and the message that they are, their business model and business case is prepared well. Then this goes to a governance board of the DAO. By the way, we are opening up to 3 new seats for the governance board. So everybody in our community is welcome to apply and potentially join the governance board and be able to steer the direction of PST with their experience and having a vote in the DAO. Um, and after this governance board decision is made or approved for a project, then the project goes and signs a contract with Blocksquare to enter into an agreement for a marketplace and so forth. And we connect them with our marketing team, and everything starts to getting prepared for the Launchpad. We were during the Christmas holidays, so end of the year celebrations as well with New Year. So things paused a bit, but we were able to, I believe, get everything ready for SKARGARD to launch effectively on the 13th of January. So this Monday, you're going to see the SKARGARD marketplace pool open up for our community to pledge their SBST. Regarding the collateral, how much has been deposited? I believe around 750 SBST or so, right?
Yes, that's right.
Um, and here I wanted to ask you something. When you pledge the SBST, because you mentioned this, right? This is basically your promise that you're gonna be doing everything you can to reach the KPIs in 12 months' time. What are the KPIs? What are KPIs that you guys are looking to achieve during this period of time after your Launchpad campaign is hopefully successful?
Yes, actually, our goal is much more than our KPIs, we can say, but we put those KPIs to be realistic to get in the reality and calculate all the risk that we can get in the first year. But between $3 million is the and $4 million is the uh, we see that it's good start for us to focus on this amount to on tokenizing. I mean $3 million in tokenized real estate in the Nordics, because uh, the prices are high in the Nordics and the properties are expensive. So $3 million is a good goal, we can say. And then between 3 and 4 properties is the goal. So if each property between 500,000 to $1 million, it would be good for us as a beginning. And this is the our KPI that we are focusing on. Of course, we hope and we are doing our best to get much more than that. But as I said, we see this is a good start.
And in the KPIs, there's a component, and for those who watch us when we do these presentations, we usually don't start with the KPIs. Maybe we come to it later on. But here in this case, I thought this would be ideal. Why? Because what you are trying to do with SKARGARD is quite unique. Um, this cross-border, cross-cultural investment is something that you're after. And what you part of the KPIs is as well the community building aspect. So you've committed to bring a certain amount of investors from a specific region. Can you tell us a bit more about that part?
Yes, actually, we are focusing on the investors, real estate investors in the Middle East, especially in Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Our project have been accepted and been part of the Digital Assets Lab in Qatar Financial Center. And this is very good for us to give us a kickstart, we can say, to experiment all the issues that we will have, especially with Sharia law compliance, because it's very important for us. This market is very huge and it's still virgin. We have very big opportunities there, and just to build a bridge between the Middle East and the Nordics properties is it have been for many years we have tried to do it, and it was like impossible to make to build this bridge or to tokenize properties in those regions. But today, with the help from Block Square, we are going to make it possible with this jurisdictional bridge to so we can open this door for the investors in the Middle East to invest directly in the properties. Before it have been like you have to invest in property through companies like financial companies or real estate companies, developers, that and it have been very risky because of the loan that they get, and it's very we say in Sweden is the debt is very high, and especially the properties there. So any problem uh, with the banks or the we call it the renta there,
Yeah.
it will make problem for the investors, and the shares will go down, and many companies went in bankruptcy because of that. So when the interest rate is going high, we see it's a very big opportunity for us to come in with this business model to to make it more safe for the investors in the Middle East to invest there. They will not be affected in the interest rate, and they will not be obliged to invest in such investments, because even for Sharia law compliance, it's not compliant with the Sharia law, and this make problem for many investors in this region.
So you will be structuring your deals so that at first, from the get go, they are Sharia law compliant, so that you can actually capture the market in the Middle East easily by basically certifying of sorts that all investments listed on SKARGARD are Sharia law compliant, and then the underlying assets are not geared with debt in a way for them to not be, even the product itself that they're investing, the underlying asset is not is Sharia law compliant, basically, so that the whole product is safe for them to invest in, and at the same time that they're able to use stable coins to basically transfer or basically invest from the GCC region into Sweden and in the Nordics, other regions. Sweden is going to be your starting point, right?
That's right.
Because you live in Sweden originally. You're currently in Riyadh, as we've
Yes.
spoke, or and kind of on the way back to Sweden. But what's your background? Can you tell us a bit more about Basel and your story and your connection to Sweden, and how you come to the place you are now?
Yes. Before I start with that, I just want to say to continue about the about ScarGuard and the project
Yeah,
there. It will be. I'm confident to say that it is the first project or the first platform to open the doors for investors that looking for Sharia law investments compliance. Um, it will be the first platform to open the door for them and to make it possible for them. So it before it have been like closed and just one way to invest, but now it will be possible for them, and we see a very big opportunity for us there.
for sure,
Uh,
for sure,
Regarding my background, I it have been long time in the business, many businesses. I have started many companies. I've started even marketplace before in the 2017 and 18 for selling clothes, like marketplace for clothes and perfumes. And I started many websites also, but not only in the tech branch. I worked in other branches also, like logistics. I worked in Qatar for 5 years in the logistics field. I handled projects in the whole Middle East, between Saudi Arabia and Emirates and Egypt and Jordan, starting from Qatar. Uh, then when I moved to Sweden, I worked in many places there. Right now, I'm working for the municipality as a consultant in the labor market department, helping them with the labor market and those questions. But I'm focusing much more on the blockchain and this new technology because I see it is very huge opportunity to ensure a place in the value chain and to make it bigger and bigger.
I think that's always challenging when you start a new business. You always need to find a way. You have sometimes people have a, a certain job, and then there's something they do on the side, but that on the side takes all their time and effort and thinking, because that's where they put most energy in. So being able to kind of balance between those two requirements, or that take time in the end, and energy, is very challenging, and there's only a certain amount of time for how long you can actually do it. And then a decision needs to be made. So you probably have a time horizon when you want to see ScarGuard become your primary place of employment. And what does the timeline look like, or what's the you know what where are you gonna do you see yourself in the next 6 months, 12 months?
Yes, I think, and I believe that once we start the operations in the SKARGARD, I will not be able to do anything else, and I should be focusing only on this project because I believe in it, and I think it will be much bigger than that, and it will require from me maybe to move to another country, maybe from Sweden, maybe to Qatar or to Saudi Arabia, because our operations and our focus will be in these regions, and these regions are booming right now, and I think we should take this opportunity and start in it. As I said, I have worked in many places before, and I moved from project to another project, and I don't have any problem with this issue at all. Uh, it's just to find the right time and the opportunity.
And so it's going to be challenging. I guess you're going to be traveling quite a lot between Qatar and Sweden on one side because you're building a two-sided marketplace, right? On one side there's the demand, and one side there's the supply. So a lot of times you get the question, what was first, the chicken or the egg? My daughter said, by the way, dinosaurs, but let's leave it at that. Um, but it's a good answer, by the way. Um, but I guess you're going to need to focus on the supply first, right? So now you're in Sweden, and you'll be able to focus in the first couple of months to get a few properties there, tokenize them with owners. You can leverage the staking part to for until the demand side is being built up, but you're going to have activities in Qatar as well. So it's going to be challenging, I for sure. Um, but one thing you mentioned in one of our discussions is as well that you're building a Arab speaking community around tokenized real estate. And you've been using some
Yeah, that's
channels
right.
that maybe people could join. Um, what can you tell us a bit more about it?
Yes, I started an Instagram and TikTok channel to spread the word, we can say, and talk a little bit about the tokenization and all this process, all the smart contracts, and what does it mean, and everything to educate the people and give more information about this new technology that it is very the new for a lot of people right now. And I believe those channels are the most close channels to those people, because if you have experience in blockchain or you are interested in it, you will go to the channels that talking about those things. But if you don't have any idea, so I should reach you and tell you about it, so I can maybe make some interesting in this in you, and so you'll be interested in it and want to read more about it. So I started those two channels. It's still small channels, we can say, but I will be posting there for anyone speaking Arabic and want to know more about the technology and this business. I'll be very happy to answer the questions, and they can follow me to see more information and more posts about it.
Are those links available from your website? If not, you can use our forum, post the links to your channels there so that people can click easily and join them. So Basel is saying basically that, just to recap, he has Arabic speaking channels dedicated to real estate tokenization. And anyone from our community that is fluent in Arabic is welcome to join and see what Basel has to say. I'm sure it's going to spike very interesting discussions, so especially when it comes to being Sharia law compliant, and on the other end, delivering a asset class from based out of the Nordics in Europe, which is a very hard to access market, I believe, due to the prices on one side. Um, uh, but as well due to various cultural differences, I would say, between the Nordics and maybe even other parts in Europe. Um, so from here, maybe what I wanted to look into a bit more is the in your deck you stated one thing that spiked our interest in the governance board, and this is the digital assets or Qatar Financial Center digital assets lab. Um,
Yes.
your company is as well listed officially on their website. So this has been, the background check has been done on this. Can you tell us a bit more on the whole application process? There's not many companies really in this digital assets lab. But there's some companies like Polygon, for instance, that are huge companies. Can you tell us a bit more? What are the key activities of this lab, and what you can get out of it by being a member?
First of all, to be part of it, you have to apply for it and submit your project and what is about and everything. Um, and then you need to have interest in this country and this region to because they you get some benefits there that we are just in a discussion there to maybe start a company there and register the project in Qatar. We are not still in the we are not still there, still not there, but we are working on it because our focus is and our goal is to start to register the platform in one of those countries, Qatar or Saudi Arabia. The other benefits we as I mentioned here, mentioned some points there that we get access to experts and people who can support us and help us in the legal part and especially in Sharia law compliance part. Then we can get also help in the technical part sometimes. But the most important there that we get connections is very important for us and for this project to get more connections, especially in this country and this region, because we will be benefiting from them to get more investors and the people living in this country and country neighboring them, they are very interested in investing in outside the country. Like in USA, they have many investments in the UK and in Europe. But as I said, we are bringing a new business model for them that will be Sharia compliance and will open the door for them. So they will be safe and invest in just in one property, not in a company like sold in the market or such like those companies that are available right now. So I believe it gave us very good kickstart, and we got very good support from them and help. And we're still there. We are going to be there until the April, and we will see how it works. Of course, we're going to be updating our community about what new, and I hope it will. Uh, I hope and I believe it will be a good start there.
As you have been doing quite a lot. I mean, it's as we call it, it's an early stage pre-seed startup that you're building, and I'd love to see you succeed with your vision and your mission that you've set on. I think being able to join or being accepted into this lab is a big step. It's gonna create a lot. Of course, one of the other issues usually is having a product, and and the Launchpad is here just exactly for this purpose. It's here to empower people like you with a vision and a mission, with a product that they can use, and start scaling, and bringing real estate to the market that they are, and from the market that they are targeting. Do you already have any kind of real estate assets that you can maybe publicly talk about, or is everything still wrapped behind, the scenes, or, not able to talk about it? Both is fine. I know that you've been focusing on this part quite a lot, but just, maybe there's any teasers that we can hear of, or not yet. Maybe in the next block chat, when or in the next phase where you will be able to talk about it.
Yeah, actually, we cannot talk right now about it because it's still not finished yet. But I can say that we are focusing on the commercial properties.
Okay.
Uh, so because we see that it is more stable and can give much more return on investment in
Okay.
this region. So it
All
will
right.
be the start.
All right. So commercial properties in the Nordics, um, probably Sweden as a starting point, and on the other end, Qatar, as a starting investor base, or let's say maybe the GCC as a whole. The company is in the registration is going to be registered in Qatar as a startup, if I understand correctly, to operate the marketplace.
Yeah.
Currently, it's being done through your company in Sweden, and yeah, and I think that's it for everybody in our community. The Launchpad campaign starts on January 13th. That's Monday at 10 a.m. GMT. Make sure to prepare your stake BSD to enter the pledge campaign and support this incredible entrepreneur from Sweden, and support his vision. You can use our forum, forum.blocksquare.io, where you can see the thread on SKARGARD's marketplace pool. And there you can, go and ask questions. Ask questions, whatever you want. Basel is here to answer, and provide you feedback, or answers to what we haven't answered in this block chat. Um, we also have our Telegram channel, and our Discord, where I'm sure you can also post questions there, or start a discussion around SKARGARD. Um, and make sure to follow them on the social media channels. I really hope you all the best, and a successful campaign, and even more successful 2025. Basil, thank you for coming. Any last words you would like to share with our community?
Yes, I would like to. I have been looking to the previous project, and I believe that the community of Bloxware is strong, and I would like to thank them in advance because it's not about SKARGARD, just SKARGARD, but it's about the whole process and the whole community and the whole technology that we are building today and shaping it for the future. So I hope we can be a big part of it and good part of it. And with your support and your help, I believe that we can do it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Basil. And thank you everybody in our community for watching us once more on a block chat. As I said, I'm gonna repeat: January 13th, 10 a.m. GMT. That's Monday. SKARGARD Launchpad campaign starts